Busters. Today's intro was a mashup of Helldivers and ODST soundtracks, a cup of liberty mixed with Skyline from the Halo soundtrack, and let me tell you, this slaps like a screen door in a hurricane. Or perhaps maybe like an ODST with anger management issues after that vending machine just ate his super credits for the third time this week. The point is, this lively tune is very, very worthy of my Angelic Music to Hell Live 2 playlist. As for what that is a playlist of every single song that I have ever promoted on the show with over 300 videos. It's just the perfect thing to plug into your helmet, click random, and hit plentiful. Yes, there are more than a few AI songs in there, but I am of the belief that music is for everyone, regardless of talent. Vision and passion should be the only requirements for creativity. Also, reorganizing everything to deliberately exclude AI artists would be a grievous disservice to my many friends, fans, and allies. And more important than everything else, it's an awful lot of work, and I am already a stressed-out bundle of fluff and anxiety with easy access to launch codes, so let's not push it, shall we? The top news of the morning is that the predicted counterattack has finally arrived on Mintoria, just as the equally as predictable democratic butt-kicking is rising up to meet them. Pods are getting trashed like an insured UPS shipment out there and sent home much like the same way that UPS would deliver them, in broken, inert pieces. Shut up, Postal Dude, you know what you did. The window to secure additional wartime assets has closed, so there is no further point in acquiring the Choepessa system or for Relief 5. Unless you really like trashing bots for some reason and want to keep that experience and middle train going until it runs out of rail. The cutoff system of Demiurg continues to make slow progress, which is pretty darn impressive considering it's only sporting 1% of the player base. Speaking of people doing an astonishing amount with outrageously little, Seyshel Beach continues to make slow progress, and I admit I did spend a decent chunk of yesterday vaporizing voteless with laser weaponry. They're like popcorn. Once you down a handful, you really just can't stop. And there is something oddly satisfying about giving a flesh mob the pinata treatment with the stalwart set to Calibung the firing rate mode. Now for some community discussion. It's recently come to my attention that the thermite grenade is overwhelmingly popular across all three fronts, and some assume that this cannot be healthy. Actually, I would dare say that it is, and is more of a signpost to what R&D needs to focus on next. To put it bluntly, we need more AT inventions than anti-chaff disposal. For instance, the typical frag grenade is a very useful piece of equipment. Closes bug holes, blows up fabricators, and disposes of tightly bunched groups of bad guys very easily. But do you know what else does that? 500 kgs, air strikes, orbital strikes, gas strikes, grenade pistols, eruptor blasts, stray crossbow bolts, the list goes on. However, against things like factory striders, vile titans, leviathans, hive lords, and other assorted members of the big boy club, fragmentation grenades are going to do comparatively little. So you are not just free to grab that little bit of extra AT support, you are actively encouraged to do so because so much of your arsenal can cover chaff-related needs, and thermite is an incredibly good hole filler in builds. I mean, when it comes to a grenade versus an Eagle cluster bomb, this is not a hard quiz. And grabbing thermite frees one up to take other support weapons that they would deem more fun. So, let's sum up. Do the thermite grenades need to be nerfed to bring them into line with the rest of the grenade family? No. Do I believe the talk that if thermite grenades were not available, every single front would collapse? Also no. Do I believe that we need more metrics for anti-tank solutions beyond the recoilless and the thermite? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Our enemies are escalating, and we should too. The solo silo is an excellent step in the right direction, considering that a single one of these ruled of newspapers can bop a factory strider off to the great beyond in a single direct hit, but we need more, especially in small, convenient packages like what the thermite brings to the table. This is the exact same reason why the expendable anti-tank stratagem is so darn popular. That's another hole filler when it comes to builds. You can grab something like the Stalwart, the Airburst, the Sterilizer, or the Flamethrower, and gleefully guard and chaff down, getting that dopamine hit from watching watching your kill count rise into the high 90s. If a big, mean, armored nasty shows up to interrupt your fun, just grab an ink, turn his head into mashed potatoes, and go right back to work. Thermite grenades do the exact same thing, but you don't need to give up a stratagem slot for it. No wonder they're so popular. They allow a diver to do what they need to do before going back to what they want to do, making kill count number go up. Honestly, if the ultimatum wasn't completely crippled by awful projectile trajectory and low ammo count, I do believe that this would serve as another extremely popular hole filler. Instead, it's primarily useful for aerosolizing your pals by accident. The solution for this might just be more weapon variety. There are some underperformers out there that could really benefit from extra firing modes that consume more ammo, but allow one to pop a target with a quick anti-tank solution that would do in a pinch, but not function as well as dedicated launchers. Think of something like the variable with its ultimate firing mode, but something more tuned to a support weapon. Maybe something like, I don't know, a thermite grenade launcher? Or just allow our OG grenade launchers to fire other grenade types. That is literally all the de-escalator is. And I'm certain that a number among us would love it if we could cram pyrotech, thermite, or gas grenades in there. So, how about it, Arrowhead? Up for a little support weapon rework that'll make the grenade launcher way more popular? There's a reason why so many people adore grenade launchers. Those boys fighting the good fight over in XCOM made a whole class revolve around them, and they are pretty darn handy to have in a fight. Ask me how I know.
I need a medic bag. I'm dying. Somebody drop a medic bag.
Oh, shush, Radical. My medical team is working very hard on making your X-trails back into your N-trails. It's most certainly not my fault that your flashbang grenades only made that mutant even angrier. Really, he complains an awful lot about sucking chest wounds and blood loss for a Creek veteran. You'd think he'd be used to it, but oh well. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. We are right on the tail end of this major order, and it looks like, once again, victory was never in doubt. It also looks like I'm getting a Bavarian pretzel from Super Citizen Auntie Yen's this week. You all just need to finish up this nasty business on Mintoria and bring it on home. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.